Hey guys, so today we're so excited. We have our first Diamond Date guest speaker. We've never had a guest speaker for our Diamond Date. But today we've got Jaelyn, who is so much fun, and she is currently a 6-star Diamond, right?
Yes.
And then she is an elite coach for, did they say for last year or for this year? For this year, right?
I have no idea. I was 2015 elite.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Yeah. And just so much fun. So we're excited to talk to her today. She is going to be talking to us about having a clear vision. And so I'm just going to take it away, girlfriend.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let me try and pull up a little slideshow.
Yeah, just click the share screen.
Okay, I think I got it. Now let's see if it will work. Okay, tell me if you guys see it. Just a second, it's still loading. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is annoying because I cannot see anybody. Hold on. Oh my gosh, that's dumb. I literally am staring at my thing. That's all I can, whatever.
Really?
So I can't see any of you. Fabulous. But I want to talk to you, you guys, not just me talking to you. I want you guys to be interacting too. So I'm going to start with a couple questions. And since I can't see you, you guys are just going to have to talk. But since you guys are like diamonds, you clearly are in this for the business. And so I wanted to, you obviously don't get diamond by accident. So I wanted to talk about your clear vision of where you're going long haul, why you're in the business and all that. And so we titled it Creating a Clear Vision, Where is Your Bus Going? So I don't know if you guys have seen the Summer Tucker video, but she is amazing. I'm sure you probably have, where she just rants about where is your bus going. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. So that's where a lot of this kind of comes from. And then I just wanted to ask some questions for you guys after I kind of tell you some of my story. So like Kelly said, I'm a 6-star Diamond Elite coach. I started in January of 2015. And when I started, I absolutely did not like my life. It sounds so terrible. But honestly, every area, I was not happy. I was not happy being a mom. I just felt like I was failing at life. I wasn't happy in our marriage. It was the worst point of our marriage it had ever been. I felt very isolated and alone. Just very frustrated with everything. I was the heaviest I had been. I always gained weight nursing. I had just had my 4th son 9 months earlier. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're doing
okay. Kind of sounded like it was being weird, but okay. So I had my son 9 months before, and after it was my fourth kid, and after every pregnancy, I gained weight more nursing than I do even pregnant. So it's super discouraged, and so just all culminated, and I was done with life. And so I watched Micah for about a year and a half, which I still what was I thinking? So I watched it for a year and a half, and finally I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to do it. I had done a nutritionist diet, and I knew that I got to my goal body fat percentage just from eating clean. So that was a testament for me of how important eating clean was. But I knew I needed to exercise, and I needed the accountability because I have a nutritionist diet. I just couldn't do it alone. And so I decided, I'm done feeling like this. So I'm just going to jump in and see how it works. Maybe I can make a business out of it. And honestly, I didn't even understand the potential. I was just hoping for $500 a month. And oh my gosh, I remember when Micah messaged me about doing a Push to Diamond group, and I had just started a week before, and she's like, hey, I want you to be in this Push to Diamond group, but you have to be an Emerald. And I was like, well, I don't have anybody. I don't know how to do that. And she's like, I got to Emerald in a couple hours. You can do it. I'm like, oh gosh, okay, well, you say so. And so I kind of just got to Emerald because she told me to. And I mean, it was the best thing I could have done, because it really just started the business, and I didn't slow down after that. And I realized how good it was for me to have my spouse signed up so we could get him Shakeology at a discount because I was sick of him drinking wine. And then I started getting those Emerald Cycle bonuses. Like even one a week was awesome for us because we needed the money. And so I started like that. I didn't understand the full potential. I saw her income progression, but I kind of was one of those people that thinks, oh, that's for those people. Like that's not for me. But I remember thinking, I'll be happy if I got like just a fraction of what she makes. And so I honestly didn't understand the business model. I didn't even look at the business model before I joined. I just thought, I had people interested when I did the nutritionist diet. I may as well try it and see if it works and get paid for it this time. So that's kind of how I started. And I quickly had results with 21 Day Fix. And so that's pretty much still my jam. I love that they're going to the 21 Day Fix meal plan because now I can recommend more programs. But that is definitely like where my love for this company started, was the results I started to have, and then just being able to help people and see it change their lives was so addicting for me. And then it just seriously has transformed our lives. Like I'm sitting in a hotel room. I haven't been home since Coronado so I haven't been home for 3 weeks. Like I'm kind of going crazy, but I keep on thinking, like, what's that?
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
I was home for 2 days. And then I went, anyway, we had a family reunion, and then my sister thought she was having a baby, so we buzzed up here, and she still hasn't had a baby, poor thing. Anyway, so we're sitting in a hotel room, and I keep thinking, like, this never would have happened. Like, a year and a half ago, this never would have happened. And it's just completely transformed our lives. Like, in every single way, it bettered our marriage. We instantly, like, that was a shift for us. Like, we decided we were, like, changing everything, and we started working out together, started, doing the meal plans together, and started making us a priority. And as I started to earn more money, we started going on, overnight trips together. And like, it changed everything about our lives, our financial situation. It changed how I felt about myself and being a mom. And it's crazy, as weird as it is, like, I think it's the best thing I've ever done, just for the fact of how we share our story. I don't feel like a fake person anymore. I've kind of talked about how, like, I'm a yeller, and all these struggles that I felt were very personal and private, like I kind of felt fake because people didn't know that about me. And so it was like very heavy and burdening. And because of coaching and sharing about that and seeing how others struggle the same, like it's been so liberating for me. So it's, the whole business just touches every area of my life. And it's something that, like, I can't ever shy away from. Like this, I will do this forever. And so that's kind of my story. And so I want to talk to you guys about vision because it's so, so important. And something I've noticed with people who are very successful in this business, it's because they kind of have a clear vision, and they, like, nothing will stop them. And so we're going to talk about that. And, doubt and discouragement do come in. This business is not like all roses and butterflies all the time. And we all know that. And so I kind of want to talk to you to, like, get your head in the right spot and see where you guys are and where you want to go. So first, not that one, right here. So what is your vision? This is where I want to talk to you guys. And I'm going to actually stop the share for a second so I can actually see your faces. But I want to ask you, the first question is, why did you become a coach? And I want to literally go through everybody who's on the call, and I want you to kind of explain, like, what were your original why of why you became a coach. So I'm just going to go in order of who I see. So, Kelly, go ahead.
Well, you guys all know my story. I became a coach because we needed the money, and because I needed the sanity of working out. And I knew that if I worked out, if I worked out as a coach and helped my clients work out, it would help me stay accountable, and it would also be awesome to get paid to work out. So that was kind of my original reason. And now I just love it, and I stick with it mostly because of the lifestyle it's given me, because I love that it helps me, again, stay accountable to be healthy. Because I was telling Matt this a couple months ago. I was like, dude, if I were still like a photographer or just even running an online business but not coaching, I'm sure I would be like at least 30 pounds overweight just because you sit at your desk all day long and you don't take care of yourself. You put yourself on the back burner. So I love that aspect of it. And then I do love like helping others and teaching my coaches to help others. Like I love to mentor you guys. And I love that I get to travel. Like that's like awesome. There's just all the whole lifestyle of it is like, I don't want to let go of that, you know?
For sure. Okay. So Jody, what was your initial why of why you started?
Okay, so my initial why was I loved Beachbody products. I'd already used them before. When Kelly asked me about it, I loved Kelly. I loved following her. I loved everything she did. Was already taking part in her photography retreats and seminars and forums and all that stuff. So I probably would have done anything she said. And then for the coaching part, I was actually really Violet, go find Daddy. Go find Daddy. I was actually really surprised that I wanted to consider it because I was already overrun, overworked, pulling all-nighters nonstop, no time for my family, my friends, my husband, anything. And I just felt like it was going to be something that would help me stay accountable, and I'd get a discount on my Shakeology. But I say that, but I also had in my mind that the business aspect of it was appealing to me, even though I was like, well, I'm going to commit like this time frame, but I just kept saying over and over again, at the very least, I'll get a discount, and at the very least, I will stay accountable to myself, so that I wouldn't feel like I was failing if it didn't work out. And so obviously, like as I grew, my why has changed. I'm very financially driven, so yes, I do want to help people, but I care about me a lot more than I do them. So I just want to, I feel like helping them also helps my mental state, and I feel like leaving photography, I mean, obviously I haven't fully left it, but leaving it even a little bit, I always felt like I was helping people. I was giving them something that was going to like, something they cherish for a lifetime, and I was, you know, now I'd be helping in a different way that was also something that could last for a lifetime. But mostly it was just for me. I wanted to change my mental state. I really noticed how I handled everything a lot better when I was being consistent with coaching and with my working out, and just the freedom. I wanted freedom to have time with my family, freedom to travel, freedom to have girl time, you know, freedom to like buy what I want and not have to worry about the finances and taking more and more sessions and whatever. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So Megan.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So initially, I don't think I've ever said this out loud. Initially, I honestly didn't want to tell Kelly no. She's like, you know, I really think you'd make a good coach. You know, she threw the line out there, and I didn't want to tell her no. No. So, like, I had done a challenge round with her first and had good success. And so, honestly, I needed the accountability to stay on track and to keep things going the way they were going. So, initially, it was that. And I understood that there was income potential, but I didn't really fully understand it. And I honestly didn't see it as something I could achieve. You know, I was like, that's what those other girls do. But now, because obviously things have evolved, I would love to have that financial freedom to just get out of debt. Not even so much financial freedom, just get out of debt. The house can wait. Just get the student loans gone. So I feel like that is the bus that I'm on towards that. Like, I've got my mindset on not being in debt for the rest of my life.
Right on.
I do feel like it's slow going. So in a rut right now. So I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Cool. Okay. Well, hopefully this will help. Okay, Shireen.
So I am a lot older than these women. I'm 52,
I
and
love it.
I'm a personal trainer, and I had been running challenge groups, sort of, just like health bet things that I'd organized with friends. And I'd been doing that for over a year and kind of just keep myself accountable as well as to help others. I wasn't getting paid for it at all. So, Kelly had kind of mentioned it, and then she invited me to be in the challenge group, even though I wasn't drinking Shakeology. And because I tried it once and had hated it and thought, this is disgusting, I'm never drinking this again. And, but she invited me to be in the challenge group, and I loved the challenge group. I thought this format, these products, everything has such great potential for helping people. So really, I felt like I became a coach because, one, I'm passionate about fitness and leading a healthy life, and I wanted to be able to find the best way possible to help others do that too. So
Cool. Okay. Heidi.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I hate these things. So I kind of watched a couple people for a long time before I decided to jump in. I have always been really into fitness. So like for my sanity, that was necessary. So I knew that I needed to do that. And my family really struggles with health in general. So I always kind of wanted to find a way to be an example for them. But the main reason I jumped in was because financially we really, really needed it. And I don't know, I was going through a lot of personal things at the time, and I just wanted to find a place to share my struggle and to find value and purpose in what I was discovering about myself and what I was learning. And so that gave me the opportunity to turn what was difficult into something that could be positive, and just to be an example to other people around me and to possibly get us out of the situation that we were in.
Perfect. Love it. Okay, Stephanie. You're muted.
Hello.
Hey.
So I started coaching for a couple of reasons, but the first one was that I had just had a baby like 6 months prior, and I used to be like super healthy and fit before having him, and then I just kind of like did the whole, well, I'm eating for two and I don't really care anymore. And then when I was breastfeeding, I was just like, well, I'm still kind of eating for two. So just kind of got out of the habit and wasn't exercising anymore. And so I needed the accountability bad. So that was a big thing for me. And honestly, if I were to ever like be like, oh, I don't really want to work the business anymore, like I feel like I would still be a coach just because I need the accountability. Like that's
right.
how bad I need it. And then the second reason was I am a young mom, and I just kind of felt like I needed something for me. Like I didn't want to just, as maybe this sounds bad, but I didn't want to just be a mom. Like I wanted something on the side to find like some fulfillment out of motherhood and something that I was passionate about too. So that's kind of why I got started.
Perfect. Okay. So a lot of our reasons are kind of similar. The main one I really heard was accountability, which is honestly, I think, why most of us kind of do it originally. And then I want you to understand that your vision will evolve and it will change. And a lot of you may see that if you have maybe a short-sighted vision when you first start and you get there. Micah did a video a while ago about this. If you have this little goal and you get there, all of a sudden you kind of lose a purpose of why you're a coach. You've met that goal and you kind of lose sight of what you're doing. And so her video was all about like, you've got to help others reach their goals. And that's where like, you know, you'll grow as a business and all that, which is so true. And also along with that is your vision has to grow. So I'm going to go back to screen sharing. Hopefully it doesn't take as long to pull up. Okay. Okay, so what I want you to think about is where are you going to be in 1 year from now? Like, what are your goals personally, relationally, spiritually, professionally? They're all very different areas, and a lot of them like coincide with the business. So for us, the financial side totally benefits my personal life, obviously. And so professional and personal, a lot of times they mingle. And one of our visions for our family is to travel. And I want my kids to see the world with their own eyes, not just through textbooks. And so I want you to really, really think, okay, where am I going to be in 1 year? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Where do I see myself in 10 years? And I want you to challenge yourself and think like outside the box. Like if you could have anything, what would it be? Because I honestly, passionately believe this business can give you whatever life you want. So, and a lot of that is because of the financial blessings that this business can provide. But you've got to have such a clear vision of what you want that you actually push for that. When you kind of have a watered down or an easy short-term attainable goal, you're going to find that you're not going to push very hard because it's easy to attain. So if you give yourself a year timeline for an easily able to attain goal, you're going to kind of run stagnant. But if you have some crazy, like out of this world, you're psycho for thinking those dreams, you're going to push a whole lot farther. And it's that whole concept of when you're going for diamond, you really should be going for 2-star, because then you'll pass diamond and you may not get to 2-star, but you've gotten past your original goal, which is diamond. And when you're pushing for 5-star or 2-star, you really should push for 5-star, because then you're going to get there and you're going to surpass your goal. So a lot of us, we fall short of our goals, and we could talk all day long about that. But a lot of that comes down to sabotage, self-sabotage, which I think is kind of as the natural man, and I think it's Satan's tool, honestly, is the biggest thing he can do, is to have us not believe we can achieve something we want. And so when you're setting your goals, I want you to actually set them higher than what you really would, because you will pass those goals in the process. So I want you to really sit down and think, like, if you could have anything, where do you want to be financially? Where do you want to be with your husband? Where do you want to be with your kids if you have them? Where do you want to be spiritually? Like, what are your actual attainable goals that you can put a deadline on and work towards those? And then what is a passion of yours? And so, like, I know that when we first start coaching, a lot of us are like, oh, we just want the accountability. Well, for me, my whole life, I kind of felt like I'm kind of a hippie. A lot of people may not know that because I love makeup and fashion, but I'm about as hippie and crunchy as you can get. I mean, I wear makeup and deodorant and shave my pits, so we're good. But besides that, I'm pretty crunchy and granola. And I wanted to find a way to have people realize how much what they eat and all that affects their health. And I never knew how to do that, because, come on, oils are hard to convince people that they work. Like, I love oils, but that's not something I'm really truly passionate about, because I didn't feel like I could get people to see the bigger picture. And so when coaching came in and I really got, going with it, I realized that I'm passionate about people truly understanding how much their health is central to their lives. And we may not think about it now because we're young and 30, but when we're 50 and 60 and 70, we're going to kick ourselves when we're not healthy and wish we had done it earlier. So that is a passion of mine. And I want you to think about, what is something that you're passionate about in this business? And what is that? Because that will help your vision of where you're going and what you're talking about, and help you also get to your goals. So really think about that as well. So I want you to write down your goals of where you'll be in 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years in every area of your life. And then also, what are you passionate about in your personal life and in the business that could kind of merge together? So for me, it was personal before I even had coaching, that I wanted people to understand, how what you eat affects your health. So what is something that coaching could be an avenue for, one of your passions? And I honestly believe if you have a passion, you're going to stick with coaching. A lot of people come into coaching for financial reasons. I was one of them, and that's totally acceptable and that's totally fine. But when that's the only thing you have, You're going to get discouraged when it's not happening immediately. And all these other things are just going to kind of crumble because you don't have a passion. So when you have a passion, you're not going to get discouraged when 1 month is hard and when you have your ups and your downs. And it's common and it happens often to have ups and downs. But when you have a passion and a purpose of where your bus is going, it's easier to make it through those low points. Okay. I've been thinking about this a lot. And I think honestly, this is the main thing this comes down to is confidence. If you have a crazy wild vision of where you want to go with this business, you want to be 15 superstar diamond elite coach, you want to be top 10, whatever it is. I mean, those don't even have to be your goals. I'm just throwing that out there because that seems very unattainable for a lot of coaches. But we're going to talk about why that seems unattainable. It comes down to confidence. Everything in this business comes down to confidence. And it's either, do you have confidence in yourself, which most of us are lacking in that. That is the main area I believe most people lack when they become a coach, is they lack confidence in themselves. And that's where personal development comes in. But if you're lacking confidence in yourself, you will not make it to your vision. And the business will get to you, and all of a sudden your goals will slide backwards and things will become laxed, and things that were important won't be important anymore because you don't have confidence in yourself. The next is, do you have confidence in the business? Do you have confidence in the products that we use, or do you want to use them as an avenue to get more money? Because if that's the case, you're not going to be successful. But if you have confidence and a belief in this business, you will be successful. And that's something that no one can convince me otherwise of, because I've seen it firsthand, what this business believes in and what it does for me personally and for the lives of my challengers and my coaches, that I don't care what anybody thinks of an MLM. I don't care what anybody thinks about Shakeology. I don't care if anybody thinks this whole thing is a scam. I know differently, so it doesn't affect me. So that's not an area I struggle in. Maybe at the beginning I did. The last one is, do you have confidence in your vision? If you, which kind of goes with the self-confidence, of belief in yourself. If you are struggling in the business, I can guarantee you it comes down to one of these areas. You either don't believe in yourself enough to believe that you can be successful in the business in the way that you want to be successful, or you don't believe in the products enough that you can stand by them 100%, because when you get that confidence, you don't care what people think. And you'll start posting your Shakeology all day long and your workouts and whatever, and it becomes natural and it becomes not icky, because that exudes in your post that you genuinely believe in what you're talking about. And do you have a clear belief and confidence in your vision where you're going? If you don't have that, you will have nothing to shoot for, and your business will suffer as a result. Does that make sense? I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So,
Totally.
Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, so I want you to really think about that. If you're struggling in your business right now, pick an area. In fact, I want you to write down right now one area that you feel your business is struggling in. And then I want you to put the category that it is appropriately should be in. If it's, you're having a trouble hitting Success Club. Is it because it's a lack of self-belief, believing that you can do it? Is it a lack of belief in the product, you're not posting enough consistently about it? Or is it a lack of vision? You don't have enough of a drive right now to push for Success Club. Does that make sense? So pick a category and one area that you feel your business is suffering, in which category it should appropriately go into. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up again. Maybe, okay. Okay, so what are your struggles in the business and your success? You will find that these reasons for your struggles fall into one of those categories. So that's what I just talked about. So really, really, really analyze your struggles. And if it's maintaining rank, if it's Success Club, if it's finding business builder coaches, really analyze where that's coming from and why. And I promise you, as soon as you know, it's going to help you. So identifying your struggles is the first step, but it won't change without action. So I posted a live video a while ago about how I'm a yeller. Talked about that earlier, and how I was really frustrated that I know better, but why do I keep yelling? And another coach actually messaged me a Darren Hardy video, and I wish I could pull it up, but basically he talks about, like, if you're wanting to change something, the first step is you need to get pissed. And I was like, That is so true, because maybe that's not the first step, but that's one of the steps. Like, you've got to obviously identify your problem, but if you truly want to change your struggle, you've got to get pissed enough about it that you change it. So that was me and where I was before I started coaching. And honestly, I believe that I pushed so hard that first year because I was so done with life. I was so done that I was like, I am going to show life who is boss, because I am sick of this. Like, and so I got really, really pissed. And when you get pissed, you're going to do whatever it takes to change it and to have the results that you desire. So if you have a second, go Google that. I'm sure you could find his little 5-minute video about, I think it's something about wanting to change. So that is an excellent video to watch, and I really suggest you go watch it, because it has the steps laid out of what you need to do. And a lot of them are what coaching provides for our challengers, is the accountability, acknowledging your issue, and getting pissed and all that. So that's one of the first steps, is identifying that struggle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that video. I'm sure I posted it to you guys before.
Okay, good. It's really.
And sometimes I use it like when I have coaches quit, because I mean, I've recently had some diamond coaches quit, and that's really frustrating. Then I'm just like, whatever, like, I'm going to keep doing my thing, even if everybody on friggin' Team She quits. And at first I get sad, and then I get mad, and then
Yes.
I'm going to prove the whole world wrong. Like,
Yeah, no, and it's true. And like, I think that you have to get to that point where you have to want to change so bad, you don't care how much work it's going to take. So that's that. Okay, let me pull it up again. This is really annoying that I can't see you guys. Okay. And I honestly don't even know where to look. I probably have like crazy eyes, because I'm like, I should look at the camera, but that's just awkward. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is consistency in phase 1. Honestly, this is something I've noticed with my coaches, because I've noticed it with myself. Whenever my business is suffering, it is because I am not in phase 1. I am not doing my workouts consistently. I'm bouncing around. I'm not doing the calendar days. I'm not sticking to the meal plan, which is honestly like the main thing. If I don't stick to the meal plan, like, it's done. So I'm not doing meal plans. I'm not drinking my shake. I'm not, doing my workouts. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, no, duh. Like, of course my business is suffering. That is my business. That is literally my storefront. And I'm like making it a mess. You know what I mean? So what I recommend to everybody who's like, I can't hit the Success Club, I have no one interested, I can go and I can look at their profile. I'm like, well, I can tell you exactly why. It's because I can tell just by reading your post that you're not consistent. You are not sticking to the program. You're not showing what coaching is all about. You're not showing your challengers what healthy living is all about, because you're not even talking about it, because you're not doing it. And if you feel very uninspired, it's because you're not doing it. And when you stay in phase 1, honestly, the posts kind of start to naturally come. You can't overthink it. And I think that honestly comes too with experience and kind of finding your niche market and who you are and your brand. But when you kind of have that figured out and you're doing your meal plan and all that, and you're staying consistent with the shakes and the workouts and the meal plan, you'll find that those posts naturally will come, and they're not salesy. You can sprinkle all day long about working out and eating right and Shakeology, and people aren't going to be annoyed because they know it's a part of your life. It's annoying to people when you are doing it one day and you're not the next, and all of a sudden something's on sale and you want them to join. It looks salesy and spammy, but when you show them this is a part of your life, it becomes a passion, and people see that as a passion and not a sales gimmick. So that's the very first thing I want you to really focus in on, is if your business is struggling, tighten it up. I guarantee you're not being completely tight because you're uninspired. And I honestly believe that when you're inspired to post, there are people who need to hear what you have to say. It kind of just comes, and there are people waiting to hear that. So it's kind of a spiritual thing in my head too. Like, it's just very, when I am in the right place, I'm going to be able to help people that are waiting and in the right place for an answer as well. So where are you in your journey? You've got to be living in phase 1 for the rest of your life. Of course, you're going to have vacations. Of course, you're going to fall off, and that's okay. Talk about that. You've got to make it consistent enough that people know that you are trying every single day, because that's the foundation of your business. Okay, so steps to a solid foundation. Obviously, you need to stay in phase 1. Next, you need to help others reach their goals. If you haven't heard Micah's National Wake Up Call, you need to go listen to it now because it was so good. It just laid out the steps of how to help your people have success, and that success will lead your business to success. That really is the foundation of our business, is helping others have success. And if you're not helping others have success, your business is obviously going to suffer, because that's where the business comes from. And honestly, it's not about selling challenge packs, and it's not about getting people who want to sell challenge packs. It's about literally helping people change their lives and giving them that testimonial and belief in the system themselves that they can't help but share it. And all of my Rockstar coaches are those people. They were challengers first. They had amazing results, and several of them were like, no, I will never work the business. I don't do that. I'm not a salesperson, all the typical answers. But they couldn't help but share because of how much it changed their life. So when you really focus in on your challengers and helping them have results, your business will grow. And obviously, with Success Club, if you're staying in phase 1 and you're helping others. Success Club is honestly the foundation of our business. There's like this fine line between, some people have a hard time finding that fine line between running the business and helping others. They just want to help others. But if you don't have a goal to push for, like we're talking about, you're not going to grow as a business. There is nothing wrong with having business goals to help people, if that makes sense. Like, you've got to have both to be able to grow your business. And the more people you help, the more solid your business is. So Success Club honestly should be a non-negotiable. Your diamond coaches, that is just like, that is what you do. That is the basis of your business. Okay, as you help your challengers, that helps them see the vision. They don't even need to know the business crazy like structure plan and compensation plan, and you can make thousands of dollars a week. Like, just help them see the vision of the lifestyle. That's what a lot of you guys talked about too when I said, why did you become a coach? For Kelly, it was the lifestyle that it gives her, the accountability, being able to travel, the freedom. A lot of you were saying those same things. That's what you need your challengers to see. To get them to become builder coaches, they need to have a belief system, just like you do, in the business, in themselves, and in their vision. So you've got to help them see that vision for them to want to do the business. And I think sometimes we overcomplicate it and oversells the business. We get so stuck on, I need business builders, I need business builders, that we forget these business builders come from people who have testimonies of the products. And it will come naturally when we help them have those testimonies. And it does take time. You can still build quickly the more people you help. But honestly, the more people you help have a clear vision of what this company provides besides the financial benefit, the more solid they will be. There's so many MLMs right now where quick money seems like attainable, which it's not. That's kind of a distraction. So you want to help them see the lifestyle of this business, not just the financial side, because if that's all they're interested in, as soon as they hit a low spot, a low month, where heaven forbid they have to pay for their Shakeology because they didn't hit Success Club or something, they're out. And you don't want that. You want people who want to be here because they love the accountability, they love the healthy living and the lifestyle it provides, they love the freedom, they love the mental change, they love the relationship change. You got to help your challengers see all of that. And our challenge groups are where that happens. So you need to remember to add tons of value in your challenge groups for people to see that they can't live without coaching. They can't live without the challenge groups. Let's see if I can read my own stuff. Okay, leadership ladder. I don't know if you guys know how the leadership ladder was designed, but basically they took all the coaches who made over 6 figures and broke down into different areas. What were they doing? So Beachbody's saying, hey, if you want a 6-figure business, here is how you do it. And so you need to, like I said, find that balance, and you need to have goals to push for your business along with helping people. And the leadership ladder is honestly where it's at. If you're a diamond coach, you should be pushing for team leader, at least team leader. And because that will be when your business is solid. You can be a shaky skeleton diamond and barely be covering your Shakeology, because you have it full of discounters. So really dive in with your discounters and help them believe in the system, and help your challengers believe in the system, and your business will grow. Look at the leadership ladder and honestly break it down. I'm sure Kelly would help you too, to know where you need to like build to get to team leader. I promise you, as soon as you're team leader, your business is solid. You're going to have a pretty good income coming in. And then you're going to be pushing for organization leader, which is even bigger. So that should be your goal right now before the end of the year, is what do I need to do to get to team leader? Because I can tell you right now, this season that we're in is where you want to be building your business. This is a hard part of the year. And some people may want to sugarcoat it, but I'm not going to. You're going to have discounters falling off because all of a sudden they see the monthly expense of Shakeology as Christmas, which is pathetic because they still have to pay for the food, but whatever. So you've got to really, really, really dig in deep right now to help your discount coaches and to help your challengers see the value in Shakeology, the products, the meal plans, the accountability, and get them going now for end of year resolutions, because what you're doing now sets you up for January, February, and March. You don't feel the efforts of your business immediately. It takes a few months. And I can promise you, if you are consistent now, the people who don't want to jump in until January, they're going to jump in with you because you're not a waffling coach. If you waffle right now and you're not consistent, someone is going to go to someone else who stayed consistent through this hard time of year. So I challenge you to really stay in phase one during the holidays so that you are talking about what you're doing like a boss. And so that people, when they get to New Year's resolutions, they want to come with you because you have been consistent. So the leadership ladder, push now. Make it like a non-negotiable. End of year, you are a team leader. Okay. I know that Kelly is pushing for elite this year, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what that means for you. I know that some people view elite as like she's the coach that got elite. She can't be elite without you guys. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second so I can see your face. Kelly cannot be elite without you guys. And the whole purpose of being an elite team is because it takes a team to get to elite. You have to be a working, solid team for you to become elite. And what that does for you, who is just one of those diamonds who makes Kelly elite, is it sets the stage for you to become elite. Now, elite has a ton of perks and a ton of fun things, and you get spoiled and all of this fun stuff. But what it really does is it gives you a solid business. I can tell you right now that my pushing for elite last year made my business solid. And because I'm an elite coach, because of my diamonds who helped me get to elite, they now are pushing for elite, which is making their businesses solid. When you don't have that clear vision, that's going to affect your business. Does that make sense? Yes? No? Maybe so? Okay. So team leader, and why I say team leader, not just diamond, is because if you're in this business, diamond doesn't mean anything. And so you should be pushing for team leader by the end of the year. That makes you a diamond. That's going to help you guys become an elite team, which sets the stage for you to be an elite coach next year. Everything you're doing right now carries over to next year for you to be an elite coach. And I know that for a lot of you guys, that probably scares the shiz out of you. And you're probably like, no, I can't be an elite coach. And that's the whole point of this call, is I want you guys to understand your vision. If you don't have elite on your vision anywhere in this business at all in your future, you need to redo that vision. Because if nothing else, pushing for elite is going to solidify your business. Okay, so I'm going to challenge you guys to make elite a part of your vision. Now, that doesn't have to happen obviously this year, but you can sure as heck be pushing for team leader by the end of the year, and then start pushing for 5-star elite next year. So the leadership, I'm going to go back to sharing. 1 second. Okay, so, whoops. Maybe. Okay. So that is how you have a solid foundation. Staying in phase one, helping others to reach their goals will also help you hit Success Club, helping them to see the vision, which will help them become business builders down the road. And then using the leadership ladder will also help you have a solid foundation to get to your vision of whatever that is for the business. Okay, and now I'm going to talk about, originally this slideshow presentation was how I got to Elite my first year. I'm going to kind of tell you guys what I did to help you with your vision. So when I first started, I started in January, like I said. In February, Micah had me get on a call with Arnold Nakaha about Elite, and I honestly had no idea what he even said the entire time. It was like Chinese. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay, I guess I'll push for 5-star Elite. And I remember my husband was like, okay, maybe we should just like shoot for diamond. But I was like, you know, I'm going big and scary because I wanted to be successful. Financially was a big, big factor for us. And I wanted that freedom. And so I set my sights on Elite. And the first thing I did was I actually made a vision board. That's actually back here. That was one of the, oh man, let's see if I can just turn to it this way. Ugh. Oh, now I'm like coloring on my picture. Hold on. Don't do that. Okay. Don't worry, I still have colors on there. Okay, so here's my vision board that I made in February. And I don't know if you believe in vision boards. I don't know if you've ever done a vision board, but if you haven't, you literally should. So they work. I honestly think that there's more to it, more energy stuff because I'm a hippie into all that. But if nothing else, you seeing this every day makes you push harder for your goals. And so I want you to look at this picture and let me make sure. The only one we did not do was food storage. We ended up moving at the end of the year, and so I was like, I'm not buying food storage to haul it across the state. So I literally accomplished everything on that vision board, and I know it's because I had a vision board. And when I made this, it was like insane. Like paying off our van, we still had 2.5 years of payments, and when I became a coach, we couldn't even pay the payments on time. We paid it off 8 months later. We went to Yellowstone. I was 5-star Diamond Elite by the end. My husband went to BYU games. Anyway, so I will challenge you to, can I erase this? Hold on. Okay, so I would challenge you to make a vision board. That's the first step. And then the second one is to reverse engineer your goals. So when you have these goals, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, business, personal, whatever, you need to literally reverse engineer them so that you have an idea of where you're going and what to shoot for. So when it comes to Elite, get the Elite tracker. And I promise you that having that is going to help you so much because you can reverse engineer that every single month. And when I started, I was a brand new coach. I was January 2015, like I said, I signed up. I was Diamond in April. And I had like, I think 11 Elite points in May or June, and I still hit Elite. And what I did was every single month I took my Elite points and I reverse engineered how many points I needed to get every single month from then on out. You can do that with any of your goals. So if that's, you know, personal finances situation of paying off debt, you need to reverse engineer those goals. If it's for Elite, you need to reverse engineer those goals. And then how I reverse them is you can start quarterly, and then you like break them down to monthly goals, and then weekly goals, and then daily goals. So that's where, as far as Elite goes, you can see on this that quarterly goals have to do with qualification. Monthly goals was like, I'm going to hit Success Club 10 no matter what, 5 to 10 new coaches a month. Weekly goals, I try to sell 2 challenge packs a week, so I'm not freaking out on the last day of the month trying to hit Success Club. And then daily goals is your business activity tracker. So when you reverse engineer your goals like that, it sets you up for success because you're breaking it off in bite-sized pieces every single day. So once again, back to your struggles of whatever your struggles in the business you may feel, and reverse engineer the crap out of those. Daily activities. Consistency and belief, like we talked about. You need to be inspiring and you need to be consistent and you need to show that belief. I promise you that when you take that positive belief and confidence in what you're talking about, it carries over and people want what you're talking about. It's just that energy. Kelly has that fantastic energy where you're like, I want what she's got. Like whatever she's doing, hand it over to me because she's inspiring and she's consistent and she shows up. You cannot come in and out of this business or it will suffer. Share your story. This is the most important, is sharing your story. And I'm not just talking business. When you share who you are as a person, you build that trust. And so that's why I talk about a lot of my struggles, and it's been freeing for me because I realized I'm not alone, but I'm also gaining the trust of others who struggle with the same things. So when people realize that you're a genuine person and you're trying to improve your life in all areas, they're more likely to trust you and more likely to come to you when they want to take their health and fitness seriously. So being vulnerable and real is like the most important thing, in my opinion, that you can do for your business if you want it to really flourish. If you look at any top coaches, they share their lives, they share their struggles, they share whatever it is, and they make you want to be them because that's what we do in our business, is we better ourselves. And so when you do that, you inspire other people. You obviously got to work on you. Personal development is huge. If I like those 3 confidence areas, if you're struggling, personal development will help in any of those areas. Most often the struggle is with self-belief. So, and believing that you deserve or that you are capable of being successful in this business and reaching your goals. And so I really, really, really suggest that you really address the skeletons in your closet and any beliefs that are not true, any fears that you have. You need to address them, and you need to actually legitimately break down why you feel the way you do and why you self-sabotage. So for me, a big one is self-sabotage. I didn't even realize I was doing it until I realized that I limited myself on my vision and where I wanted to be in life, and I would set myself up for failure. And so now I identify that, and sometimes I don't even know why I'm doing it, and I have to sit and I really have to think about it. And so really, really, really analyze your confidence in yourself and dig into personal development to help you address those self-sabotage issues. Your why has to be bigger than your excuses. So that's where self-sabotage also comes in. And your lack of self-belief. You'll start to have excuses if you're in self-sabotage mode. And so just be very aware when you're making excuses when you should be doing something bigger for your business. And you need to stay positive. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes this business is hard, and that's okay. Like, just stay positive and just remember that positive energy attracts positive energy. So even during crappy times, you're going to be blessed, and your business will be blessed if you maintain a positive attitude, and then believing in yourself. So this is another one, act the part. Fake it till you make it. This was my first cover photo, and I remember thinking, like, all these top coaches have like professional looking cover photos. Okay, this is not like that super awesome, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fake it until I make it. I'm gonna get like a headshot. I'm gonna like pretend like I'm this 15-star superstar diamond, and eventually I'll get there. When you act the part, you will be successful. So pretend you're a 15-star diamond if that is your goal, and I promise you what your mind believes you will achieve. Also, like I said, act like a superstar diamond if that is your goal. If elite is your goal, act like a superstar diamond. Present yourself with your confidence in your posts and how you post. And a big one, I'm sure Kelly has done extensive training on, is your pictures. What sets you apart from amateur coaches, in my opinion, is just the quality of your pictures. You could have a fantastic post and content in your post and have the most horrible lit photo, and no one's going to even stop to read your post because it's not eye-catching. So the most important thing you can do is to really, really, really invest in making eye-catching photos so that people actually stop and want to read your content. So if you look at any top coach, all of their posts are fabulously lit in their pictures. They have different angles and good composition. And even though they're just sharing everyday things that, you know, a regular mom next door would, the difference is she looks professional and she has good lighting and it's eye-catching. Okay, and then make sure you're presenting the business. This is a huge struggle too. You don't need to be inviting people to join your team every day, but you need to be talking enough about the business that people realize that it's actually a business. Sometimes I think we're in our head so much thinking about the business that we don't realize we're not talking about it. And Joe Schmo next door has no idea that coaching is actually a legit business where you can earn money from home and work from wherever and actually make a decent income. So you need to be talking about it and sprinkling it in every single day so that people understand that this actually is a business and it's not something you do just for fun. Because there are people who do run challenge groups, like Shireen said. Before she did this, she was running challenge groups. So if you're not talking about the business, people aren't going to know that it's a business. Okay, and then developing team culture. Kelly has a fantastic team culture. I suggest you do that with your own team. So as soon as you are a diamond, you've got a couple coaches, even if they're discounters, show them what the team culture is all about. Do retreats. I did like a sleepover, a team sleepover in February. And I had people who were just challengers that are like, I want to come for a girls' night. And they ended up signing up as coaches because they saw the team dynamic. So really develop a team culture. And along with that, make your team culture have a business culture as well. Success club, non-negotiable success club goals, business activity tracker goals every single day, all of that type of stuff. And then obviously develop friendships and genuine friendships with your coaches, and that's going to change your business as well. And then it comes down to sharing. What people don't know, they won't know. And they'll never know that what you have to offer is there unless you're sharing it. So you've got to have the confidence that you can share anything and you're not going to kind of be timid about it. You've got to really get that confidence to share about the business, share about how it's changing your life, share about the products and how it can change their life. And I promise you it's going to change your business. So success isn't just about what you accomplished in your life. It's about what you inspire others to do. So that was super, super long. Sorry. But I kind of wanted you guys to see what I did my first year to get to elite, and then kind of if you're stuck in a rut, I know this time of the year is hard. I hope that kind of helps you understand where you can go to get a clear vision and what you need to do to boost your business forward. Did that help?
Yes, that was so awesome. And I totally agree. I'm a huge fan of vision boards and all that. And it's amazing how if you can dream it, you can achieve it. I've surprised myself with some of the things that have happened, because I was like, okay, I want this to happen. And then they happen. And you're right. It's you have to dream big and then bigger. It's because those things are going to happen. And for me, it's not a matter of when, but if. That's what I think coaching can bring to you. So some of them are going to happen faster than you expected, and some of them are going to happen slower than you expected. But to me, it's they're going to happen, whether you're, and that's why I'm in it for the long haul, because those dreams are going to happen. And so that's why I think it's so important to have a clear vision, and you just.
Well, that vision, like you're saying, it evolves and it changes. And what I want to challenge you guys right now is to make that vision bigger, because like Kelly said, some things are going to happen and a lot of them surprise you. And honestly, I can tell you that my business has stalled this year, and it's my fault because I've actually gotten to the level of success that we dreamed of. I just thought, we just want to be comfortable. We want to be able to pay off some debt. I mean, we haven't paid off our student loan debt, but my income, I think in my head, it surpassed my husband's full-time salary income within 8 months. And so for me, I was just well, we're done. Even though I know it's possible, that was such a huge goal for me that it stalled my business, and I haven't had that big, huge push and drive this year because I've met that goal. And that's a year and a half into the business. You've got to really, I'm not joking when I say huge, ginormous goals. You've got to have huge freaking ones, or else you're going to stall, because naturally that's what we do as humans is we kind of, it's the self-sabotage. We have a goal and we're just going to kind of get so close and just not quite there. Or we get there and we're now what? And so we just sit there. So you've got to have a huge goal. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about anything? Did that help? Do you guys understand the leadership ladder? Do you guys know where you want to be by the end of the year? Do you guys have a team goal that you're pushing for? Anything?
We are really close to elite. We are
Okay.
really close to elite.
Okay, so what is what do you need to be elite?
Really, we have all the points. It's just a matter of maintaining that 5-star rank.
Okay. Okay, so a few of you, are you shaky then? Is that what our issue is? We're shaky diamonds?
Yeah, we just got it. I think we all have to hold at the same time.
Are you guys brand new diamonds? Are you guys all brand new?
No.
No.
No? Okay. So I know that it is common for brand new, like diamonds. I wouldn't even say brand new. I would say if you became a diamond, self-built, meaning you built your husband to emerald and you maybe have one other kind of business builder as an emerald, you're a shaky diamond, and it's not uncommon. I know that a lot of people are like, well, crap, I'm a shaky diamond, and it gets in their head. I honestly think that becoming a solid diamond takes a few months, and it takes a few months of actually putting in a lot of work. I think some people like, I'm diamond, yay, and they kind of take their foot off the gas pedal, and it falls apart quickly because most often you're a skeleton diamond at first. I was a skeleton diamond for 2 months. I was pretty much self-controlled. And so that is normal. And I hope that doesn't discourage you guys if you're like having a hard time finding business builders. Because if you are, go back to the challenge groups, like I was saying, help people develop a vision of what this culture is for coaching.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like we're so close that we might as well push for it, because I do agree that I think it's so, like, for me, it's been so cool to have Micah as my coach, because she shows me what's possible. She shows me like those crazy big goals of like, you can help all these people. You can, you can become like, I don't even think I would ever think it would be possible to be in the top 10 if I didn't see like, oh my God, she did it. Or even to make 6 figures if I was like, wait, she did it. And
right.
now she's in the Millionaires Club. Like, it's crazy. So I just think it's so cool that, like, that she's kind of led the way. And that's kind of what I want to do for our team, is like show you guys that it's possible to become an elite, that you guys could do this next year. And I think that we can totally make it happen.
No, I agree. And I think sometimes we don't even realize how lucky we are to come from the line we do. There's so many coaches who have dud uplines that they aren't successful. It's like they don't even know how to have success. So we really are blessed to come from where we are. Hold on. How do I get that in the chat?
Oh,
I feel kind of.
This is part of my struggle. I feel kind of out in left field on my own. Thanks for trying to adopt me, though, Kelly. You know I will adopt you. I will adopt anyone.
Are you from someone who's like inactive or something? What's the situation there?
She's not inactive. She might be. I honestly don't know. Like, I've even tried to she's one of Kelly's coaches.
Okay.
And I'm under her.
Okay.
And I've tried to talk to her a couple of different times, and she's like, sorry, because I'm holding her team together and my team together right now. And
okay.
Yeah, it's
okay. So what I would say to you, and I have a few like you who are my adopted diamonds, and I've had one that she tells me like it really messes with her head because she feels bad. She's like, I feel bad I'm taking your time when you don't directly benefit from me. Don't let that get in your head. Kelly is here to support you no matter what. And I promise you, she would rather you bug her than have you just disappear and completely all of a sudden your vision for the business is gone and you leave. Honestly, it makes me sad when people quit. Like, I know what this business can do for people. So to see people quit just makes me like devastated because of what they give up. So don't let that mess with your head of like, well, my coach isn't successful and I don't want to bug Kelly. And so it kind of stalls you. You've got to just run with this. Use that as fuel and let Kelly adopt you, and don't let there be like this weird mental block that you have in your own head about it.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions or anything?
I have a weird quick one since I'm already off mute anyways.
Okay.
I feel like this, like you said, like the whole business is about confidence and being confident. And like that is definitely something I struggle with. Like I go up and down, and sometimes it's great and then sometimes it's awful. And I feel like I try really hard to dive into personal development. But what else can you do to kind of up?
honestly, I think it comes down to being pissed, like we talked about. And it's the self-sabotage. When you have those doubts and that discouragement, you really need to figure out why you're self-sabotaging. I don't think that there's any other definition of we know all the answers and we know that this business can be successful. And I used to think that it was just for those people. And then I thought, what the freak? Why can't I be successful? And I realized it's because I was self-sabotaging every single situation. So when you're having those moments, you really need to figure out why you're self-sabotaging.
Okay.
I honestly think that is why people aren't successful in life. Is it's just a lack of belief, and it's a self-sabotage. And I think that is Satan's greatest tool. I really do.
I totally agree with you.
So I would just try and identify, why are you self-sabotaging? What core belief do you have that a lot of times it comes from our childhood, and a lot of times it's not like at the fault of our parents. I don't blame my parents, but at the same time, like, it's just from childhood. Like, there's false beliefs that we have, and you have to reverse those. So
Okay.
really dig in and figure out why you're self-sabotaging. And I can guarantee you that's probably what it is more than anything else. Is there's some sort of false belief that you have about yourself. Fear of success is a common one. So
Yeah, I think like a big part of it is the way we talk to ourselves. Like I talked about this at Saturday, but I think sometimes we get in the habit like of telling ourselves the same thing, like of like that self-sabotage. It's almost like a habit sometimes where it's like I would catch myself all the time being like, you are a bad mom, like you are not, you know what I mean? And I would like downward spiral and then be like, I suck, like blah, and it would snowball into like into more things. And so I had to catch myself every time it was like that same habit, that same thing that I was like, you're a bad mom, you're a bad mom. And then I was like, no, I'm a good mom. I had to like fight back and like that and be like, no, like I'm accepting who I am. Number one, I'm accepting the type of mom that I am. That's big, like accepting yourself, number one. And then just like fighting back to those negative thoughts.
yep, I agree. Okay, any other questions?
I do.
Yes.
I was just trying to figure out how I wanted to word it. So I guess I don't have any trouble keeping myself motivated to be a solid diamond or anything like that. But I guess I struggle figuring out how to even get my coaches motivated to start working the business. So they don't even want emerald, let alone diamond.
Right.
And I'm not sure where I'm faltering because I feel like I'm consistent in my workouts, I'm consistent in my posts, I'm consistent in my team page. We have weekly meetings. I have guest speakers. I try to get them involved in Kelly's team. Like, I feel like I'm doing steps that are necessary, but somewhere I'm faltering in that area or connecting with them that way. Maybe I feel like I'm giving them the trainings that they won't even start, and I'm following up with them. But after a point, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to run with you if you want to run, but if you don't, I'm not going to. Just let me know when you're ready. And so then nothing happens, and of course, obviously, they eventually fall off.
Right. So obviously that falls down to one of the 3 confidence areas for them as well. And it probably starts with the lack of belief in themselves. So I would really dig into just getting them solid to the point that they become an advocate for the programs naturally. So really go back to treating them like a challenger, just adding value to the products and the business, letting them catch the vision that way. Most likely they're not in phase 1. They're not doing the programs. They're not doing the Shakeology. They're not being consistent. Because if they were, they would naturally advocate for that. So treat them like a challenger. And then I would talk to them about what area of confidence they're lacking in. Because honestly, if your business is struggling or they're struggling, it comes down to one of those areas. And the basis is lack of self-belief. So that's what I would suggest, is just treating them like a challenger until they become an advocate naturally on their own. And then you can help them get that self-belief slowly. But some people are just slow, and you've just got to find new blood in the process.
Okay.
Did that help at all?
I'm too busy, and one day I'll have time, and I don't know, that excuse doesn't really fly with me. Kind of annoys me because they are not busier than me. And so
Right. Well, then it's not a priority for them. And honestly, I can guarantee you they're not in phase one. They're not even being consistent themselves.
yeah, absolutely. That's true. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, that was helpful.
I think that's the thing, is it comes down to conversion. Like if they're not like, yeah, let's do this, it means they probably need to continue being a challenger. And like, I just reached out to a couple coaches today that are just like MIA, you know, they're fairly new. And I was like, hey, let's get you going in my next group. Like, I think that's what they have to, you got to help them with that stuff, get them, you know, and help them with personal development, those really, really basic things. And then I think it's like the vital process they were talking about. Once they get that stuff, I think eventually.
Yeah. They won't have confidence in the business if they're not even doing the products. So
yeah.
Any other questions real quick? Okay, so if you guys don't have any more, I really want you guys to really think of your vision and type it up and send it to Kelly. Like, for real, I want this to be like a legit thing where you guys have a vision of where you're going through the end of the year, where you're going to be next year. You can decide if you want to send her like personal goals or not. But as far as the business, like, where's your vision of where your bus is going? Where are you headed? And I hope that helps you really propel your business forward, especially this time of year. I know it's hard. I know there's tons of excuses. I make the same ones, and I'm trying really hard to keep my momentum going. So just do it, because I promise it sets the stage for next year. And there are a lot of coaches who fall off right now, and your credibility builds big time when you stay consistent through the holidays. So I hope it helps you propel your business forward, to address your struggles and figure out which category it falls into, and try and figure out how to address that struggle to get rid of it, to be able to change your business.
All right. Thanks so much, Jaelyn.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys for being on. So we're going to hop off and go watch the election.
Oh,
Yeah.
wake me up when it's over.
Thanks. That was really amazing, Jaelyn. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Good. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.